All right, man. Let's talk about Pistons going in for Giannis. A lot of people talking about the Pistons should go all in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis is open minded to play it elsewhere. From the other reports that I heard, Giannis would prefer to play in a big city. Chicago was specified. Los Angeles was specified in there. New York City was in there. Brooklyn and the Knicks. So the Clippers, Lakers, Chicago, Knicks, Brooklyn, Miami, because it's Miami. And then they said they think possibly Houston would be in contention for that too. And Houston, they have a lot of assets to be able to go out there and make something happen. Most people think they should go get Kevin Durant. Um, you know, so it's a lot of assets going out there, and will Giannis be open to come to Detroit? The first thing people say, well, nobody want to come to Detroit. Nobody want to be in Milwaukee. Let's keep it funky. Fuck, want to be in Milwaukee. Detroit way better than Milwaukee. Real talk. Chicago, well, Detroit are better than a lot of places. People just they don't really understand it because they never been here. They look at Detroit. They don't understand. Detroit got some of the best suburbs you can find. You know what I'm saying? When you start talking about Birmingham, you start talking about Grosse Ile, you start talking about wherever. If you like a solid black suburb, not too far from the city, Southfield, Royal Oak. I mean, you can go a lot of different places. So people look and see, well, Detroit, this is this bad neighborhood and this neighborhood. And like, if you got paper, you're not living there. I mean, there's even some nice Detroit neighborhoods like Rosedale Park or the College District out there by, what's that, 6 Mile in Livernois, Sherwood, Sherwood Forest. We can go on and on and on again about, about nice places to be and stay in Detroit, and it's a bunch to do when you talking about casino, especially when you used to be able to go over the bridge to Canada. I see they building that new bridge, and now it's a 60-minute fucking wait just to get under the tunnel or over the bridge. But yeah, like shit, it's always something to do. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's shop, whether it's gamble, whether it's hit some corners, whether it's entertainment. It's like I said before, like, and everything ain't spread out like being in Atlanta. You got to drive all the way here, or you got to spend a night here. You could be east to west in 10, 20 minutes, depending on where you live at. I mean, from the very edges of the west side or the east side, you could be there very quick. So, yeah, it's a lot of amenities, great food city. I don't really understand the knock on it. I guess it's the public perception of the houses and the rebuild of the city and all that type of stuff. But like I said, if you got a little bit of paper, you straight. That don't never affect you none. Real talk. You never affected you none. But really, is you willing to pay the price for Giannis? Is the question. So obviously, you starting off with Tobias Harris, the contract, the position. Then you probably talking about Asar Thompson. He got to be in there. Then you probably starting to talk about maybe Beef Stew. He probably got to be in there. Um, Possibly Jay Ivey. I don't know. Probably looking at that, and then the Pistons got their next 4 first-round draft picks. Maybe you go 3 and them, and then maybe somebody else to even it up, and that's probably somewhat of what you're looking for. So you probably still end up keeping Ron Holland, Sasser, Cade. So you say what we got Giannis at the 4, Duran at the 5. You probably end up trying to keep Beasley, trying to keep Ron Holland, Sasser, Cade, and then really you giving up that many assets for Giannis. Um, you know, you're in another particular space too, because then you lose shooting, you lose Ivy, you lose Tobias. You know what I'm saying? So you lose a little bit of shooting there too. So I mean, obviously you get an opportunity to get him, and I still, honestly, I still kind of like the book fit better. I still like the book fit better, but just from him wanting to be here and his ability to shoot the ball. But honestly, either or, I mean, that's a lot. You're not gonna give up that much for Devin Booker. And if you're Houston, obviously Amen Thompson probably starting there, probably starting also with Jalen Green. They'd love to get rid of Jalen Green. So yeah, you probably start to see things like that happening. like I continue to say, man, I think Giannis should be a good fit for the Pistons. It's just how do you recover the shooting around them that you're gonna lose. So obviously, you definitely got to get a three guy in there that can shoot. So whether it's retaining Tim Hardaway Jr., moving Beasley up there, or getting Ron Hollins up to speed to shoot the ball. Whether you retain Ivy, I mean, if you can retain Ivy in the trade, that's huge. So you go Cade, Ivy. You hope Ron, learn to shoot the ball at some point, but you should probably put Malik or Tim back at the three if that's possible, or find somebody else. So yeah, there's then really the bench. Maybe you can keep Schroeder, and shooting becomes at a premium with this trade. You get Booker, shooting ain't a premium no more. You kind of see what I'm saying? It's really not right now, but it's even better. You get Book, he can shoot it, he can defend. Obviously he don't bring what Giannis bring, the rebounding, the scoring, the putting the head down, getting to the rim. I get it, but Booker. I think him and Cade is a great 1-2 punch. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think you would have to give up as much to get him, in my opinion. But like I said before, I think if Giannis come to Detroit, they would have to tax us for trading them in a division. So that's another aspect of it. Now I got to tax you for trading them into the division, and they have to. You know what I'm saying? But if it's the best deal, I mean, out of the bunch, it's the best deal. But also, even if it's the best deal, Giannis probably still got the power to go where he want to go. So he probably still got the power to go to where he want to go. Um, so yeah, I would be open minded to it. But then really, if you trade for a guy like Giannis, Booker, guys like that, like it's championship time. So how do you fill out the rest of the roster? What you lose now? If you can keep Ivy, that'd be key. Ivy, Cade, whoever you choose to put at the three, Giannis, whoever at that three, gotta shoot it. Cade and Ivy is good enough. Whoever at that three, they gotta be a marksman. They gotta be a marksman. Whoever at that three, they gotta be a marksman. That's the deal breaker. Whoever's sitting at that three spot, they gotta be a marksman. Whereas if you get Booker, guess what? You get a little bit more to play with. Bring in another knocking down shooter. Cade can shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Then whoever at three, you probably still need him to shoot it. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But yeah, if they go, I think Giannis probably end up in New York. Somewhere in New York. Maybe Chicago. Who knows, man? Maybe Miami. I don't think Miami got enough pieces. So we'll see, man. But hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Everything inside the link tree is the first link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.